Hi, everyone. Welcome to my first review. So, today I am going to be reviewing um, Love Island. And tonight, I think it's August 15th, 2021, was the last actual episode. So, yeah, it's exciting because I thought that. I don't know, I wasn't quite sure who was going to win. It could have been really anyone's game. I feel as though it's possible that Kira and Will could have won. They were the longest couple of the four remaining couples. So the couples that were remaining were Alana and Charlie, Bailey and Jeremy, Olivia and Corey, and Kira and Will. I didn't know really. I mean, I know who I voted for, but I felt like the public was going to vote for Kira and Will, maybe just because they had been together the most amount of time. For me, the couple I felt like made the least amount of sense to me really was Bailey and Jeremy. However, they did come in third place. I think I will be able to share a picture of Bailey and Jeremy with you. Give me 1 second to get their image so you can see who they are in case you don't know them. Okay, I have my screen and I'm going to share. And here we go. So, as you can see, this is Bailey and this is Jeremy. I mean, they kind of always, in my opinion, look this way, just not that interested in each other. So I really did think that they were going to come in fourth place. However, um, ultimately they didn't. And now I am coming back to you to um, talk about the other couples that were there. So, who actually came in fourth place was Alana and Charlie. Charlie actually came in with Cash, who was having a really hard time in the villa because she really liked Cinco, but Cinco was with Trina. Um, at the beginning, Cinco was with Cash. That's who he chose. And then he felt like maybe he and Trina would have a better connection. And he was clearly um, still very into Cash. It was obvious. Trina saw it. Trina ended up heartbroken. It was kind of really sad because I felt like um, I kind of felt like it wasn't going. I mean, I kind of always liked, to be honest with you, Cash and Corey. I wish they could have figured out a way to make that like a romance, but they just ended up being best friends, which I guess is fine, but, like, I don't know, I think that I could have seen them having a happy life or a happy relationship together. Um, so I will show the picture now of our dear, um, Charlie and Alana, who came in 4th place. They were, how should I say, like, um happy together, but I definitely I didn't feel like they were together long enough for me to want to um have them actually, you know, win, if that makes sense. So here we have um Charlie and Alana. She's very pretty. I really liked that she was like curvy and fuller figured than the other contestants, and I appreciate that America appreciated that. Equally, I and this I don't know if you can see this right here. This is Cash, um, who was basically in love with Cinco, even though she did say that she felt like I feel like she said the best line that she felt like Charlie was Prince Charming, but she was not a princess. Like, I mean, goals. But yeah, so I think they were a good couple. They were definitely I think if they maybe had more time, possibly they could have worked out the fact that she was still very into Cinco, even though she felt like Charlie would have been a better fit for her. Um, and then we always have Will and Kira. And Will and Kira were just, in my opinion, I mean, they were cute. Um, I thought for a while they were front runners. I mean, it's terribly tragic what happened um to Josh's sister. Otherwise, I definitely feel like and why am I forgetting his mate's name? Like, it's so crazy because it comes on every day, but you would think um that I would remember. Um Josh and Shannon um from I think that they would have been the big winners had they not had to leave because of um Josh's sister passing away, which is really sad. I'm not fully sure what the whole story was with that. I did not really actually hear. So I didn't do a deep dive into that because it just felt sad and personal, and I didn't really want to do that. So back to Will and Kira. So Will and Kira then ended up being the second longest running couple of the show. However, there's just like I don't know, like for a really long time, Will was like irritating me with the fact that Kira kept saying she wanted a commitment, and he kept being like, well, I don't really want to label things, but you know how I feel. Like, I just felt like that's not like, that he wants someone to be his, like, wants you to say, or that she wants you to say that, like, can we be a couple after the villa? Like, are we going to make this try as a real relationship? And he was being very, like, cold feet until the last minute. So I want to say it was on Friday's episode that he finally said, like, "Oh, will you be my girlfriend?" And she, of course, said yes. But I feel like, I don't know, he had dragged that out for so long. I mean, even before Josh and Shannon left, which was about like 2 weeks ago, he, Josh had already asked Shannon to be his girlfriend. So, I mean, they literally got together like maybe a day later. So it's not as though, you know what I mean? It's not as though they hadn't been together basically as long. So I know that you can't put a timetable on people's feelings, but if you were with her basically your whole journey on the island, like what was taking you so long to decide that you wanted her to be your girlfriend? Like, I don't know, doesn't sit right with me. I guess it didn't sit right with America because they did not end up winning. They came in second place. Um, and I shall show you Will and Kara. Um, I think that, you know, I think that with Will and Kira, there's just some things that they're definitely going to have to discuss if they watch this over together. Like the way he just let someone else sleep in his bed while she was in Casa Amor, or um I know for me that would not sit well for me, you know. And I don't think that that's going to sit well for Kira either. Like when she actually sees it, um and how torn he seemed to be. And granted, like maybe that was like 3 weeks ago now. So perhaps they've had like lots of deep talks since then and can move past it. But I don't really think so. Um, she's gorgeous. He's very handsome. But yes, they came in second place. So our winners are actually um going to be the lovely Olivia and Corey. And I really felt like, you know, I liked them. I mean, they were not a couple at the very beginning, but I do think that their connection is really sincere. They were friends. Corey seemed like a nice guy. He seems fun loving. Olivia was in kind of like a friendship relationship for a long time with, oh my goodness, I cannot remember his name, but he got dumped from the islands because it just wasn't working out. She finally was able to admit to him that she just didn't see it for them, even though she like liked him as a person. So interesting. Then they have the are Olivia and Corey still together? I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know. Allegedly, this is supposed to be in real time, so I don't know how they wouldn't still be together at the second. But then I also feel like it's maybe slightly arranged. I don't know. Like if we're voting live, I like to believe that our vote is actually counting. So therefore, they are actually, still a couple at least at this second. Um, so the premise of Love Island is that singles go there to find the love of their lives. Again, here's Olivia, here's Corey. They are, I don't know, I think they're really cute together, you know. Um, and they seem happy. Um, and then apparently they're, I don't know the site, but Meow, it looks like, says that the headline is that their unhappy fans say Duo is being pushed to win. Um, maybe, but technically speaking, like since people can vote, if that's not what you wanted, you could have voted for Will and Kira, you could have voted for Charlie and Alana, you could have voted for whoever you wanted to vote for. You know, I just felt like they seemed the most authentic of the pairings that were left, even though Will and Kira had been together the longest. And truthfully, um, if Shannon and Josh had stayed, I would have voted for them. Or if Cash had picked Cinco and they ended up together, I could have possibly seen giving my vote to them. But like the rest of them really didn't seem like they had genuine connections that really would be lasting or that I would in any way, shape, or form say was love. So I did not. Um, that's why my vote did go to Olivia and Corey, although I honestly believed that most of the people were going to vote differently than me, but it was nice to see that, people did not, or that people saw what I saw, which is that I don't think um, they were there for the right reasons. So, at any rate, I am happy to have shared. I wish there were people here that were commenting live, but please leave your comments and tell me what you thought if you do watch Love Island, who you were rooting for, like what you think the best moment was. Um, I do feel like when it was sad when Cash left, but it was nice to feel like, in my mind at least, that she was going to go and be with Cinco. Um, it was definitely heartbreaking seeing Shannon and Josh leave so soon because I definitely felt like they could have taken the whole um, game slash love affair. You are basically hoping that America votes for you so that you can get a prize of 100 grand. Um, and then you have the option. So each person gets, like, at the end, the host gives an envelope to each of the people in the couple, and one person, the heart has no money in it, and the other person, the heart has all the money in it, and it's up to that person to decide whether or not they are going to share the money with the person that they found that they love, or if they're going to take the whole pot for themselves. Now, I guess that could be tricky. I mean, I'm not 100% sure. Like, yeah, it's definitely a little bit tricky. But for me, like, I think, I don't know, like, I couldn't imagine getting that far and being like, I'm taking all the money for myself. You know what I mean? Because, I don't know. It seems like at some point, with being with someone day in, day out, people will know if you're not genuine. But I don't really know, like, what the Love Island, like, marriage rate or staying together rate is. Um, I'm not sure if it's any better than the one that they have for, um, than the one that they have for The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, you know? Which, by the way, tomorrow or almost later today, because it's like 11:50 something, um, the Bachelor in Paradise starts. I don't know who's gonna be hosting that since, there is no more Chris Harrison, so that should be interesting. Um, I definitely will tune in at least tomorrow to see who washes ashore on the Bachelor in Paradise Island, and, I feel like in at least in Bachelor in Paradise, it seems like they make more genuine couples because it's not as much competing, for like one person per like 15, 20 men or 15, 20 women. Like that's not even realistic. So, thank you so much for watching. I will be posting later this week about the Young and the Restless. I may do a review on the first episode of Bachelor in Paradise, but probably not right after it's over. Um, I also may post about Sisters, which is something else that I watch. But I will probably also be posting another video specifically of the type of things that I will be reviewing on this channel. Thank you so much for watching. It's been great, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.